hooking. We got another option. It's a bit less safe if I'm not going to control my opponent's arms. If I control both arms, it's perfectly fine. So you get to the quarter mount position. Okay, so right now again, I'm going to get the control on his head and I'm going to work with my arm to tie up his arms like this. Same thing as I did before. I'm gonna switch from the arm control to the head control. So my neck is pushing against his tricep right now, locking one of his arms up here. And right now he's holding very tight. Okay, make it tight. Okay, so from here I'm gonna go with my free leg with a hook on his thigh and his hip. And I can use this one now to push his leg down, okay? And I can use that also to bring my hips up. So I'm gonna push his leg down and I'm gonna bring my hip up. And then I'm gonna slowly work to get out with my leg. And I'm gonna come back to mount position, okay? So I told you that this position can be dangerous for us. We can lose the mount opportunity if I'm not going to control his arms. So whenever we're in a quarter mount position and I'm only controlling the head and trying to go for the position, he can lift my hips up and recompose the guard. That's why I always have to take care about his arms so he's not able to get with his hands to my hip bones and to bump me up. Okay, so always, let's change the angle. Always, first thing I do, I go underneath. 1, 2. When I have both arms controlled, I switch for the head control. Now I go over my opponent's thigh and I push it down. Same time, I'm lifting my hips up to be able to take out the leg. And I'm coming back to get the mount position. If you're afraid about this leg, that this is gonna right away come underneath, you can, right after you get to mount, you can get to his pants, lift them up, put the foot right behind his hip, and I'm able to set a nice and tight mount position with the both hooks underneath his shins. Another option to get out from quarter mount position. So, our opponent locked our leg trying to escape. First thing I do, I'm gonna grab his neck to not let him proceed with the movement, and then I'm gonna work to get the underhook. Okay, but right now I'm not gonna work to bring his arm all the way up. Sometimes I'm not even able, right? He's like defending very well. So in this case, I'm gonna distribute my weight to that side to make this leg heavy. And then I'm gonna grab my opponent's collar and I'm gonna bring my arm over his head to get to his neck. So right now, we got a very simple and very physical choke. It's my forearm against my opponent's neck. So what I'm gonna focus here is this. I'm gonna grab his shoulder, so it's gonna be hard for him to turn that direction, escaping from the choke. So I'm gonna always bring his shoulder towards the mat. Okay, so in this case, he's exposing a bit more his neck towards the choke. Whenever he turns towards the side, it's more about forearm against the muscle of his neck. Okay, so right now we wanna choke our opponent a bit more. So it's gonna be really uncomfortable for him, and sometimes we can even get a tap here. Okay, but it's not very like high percentage choke. Okay, some people can resist here. So whenever his focus is here to resist the choke, I try to use my leg to free my other leg and to get to mount. And then I switch for the neck control and I can proceed with my mount position. I can stay low or I can work to get higher here. Okay? So once again, he got me in a quarter mount position. So my first reaction is to get to his neck. Okay, now I'm gonna get underneath his arm, but I'm not thinking about bringing the arm up. I'm just gonna leave it like this. Now the bottom arm gonna grab the collar, okay, and I'm gonna make like a short circle move to go over his head and to place my forearm on his neck. So I'm trying to place this one, the part right above my wrist, because that's gonna be the hardest part of of the bottom of my forearm. And then I'm trying to keep his shoulder towards the mat and to bring my elbow on the other side towards the mat, so we can get a choke. But whenever he's gonna use the other arm to defend, then I'm going with my foot over his thigh and over his hip to push down his leg and to escape with the other one. Then I let go the choke and I focus more on the control. One more option to get rid of quarter mount position. Now we're gonna use a tripod pass concept. So we're in a quarter mount, right? Our opponent trapped our leg inside. And first part, we're gonna do exactly the same thing as we did before. So I'm gonna grab the head and I'm gonna turn his head towards the other side to get his back flat on the mat. Now the other arm gonna go underneath the armpit to control. And right now my first goal is to get the forearm choke. But sometimes my opponent can resist, sometimes the angle is bad and I'm not able to really get a nice choke here. So my leg is still trapped here. I don't feel like I'm able to take it out this way. So I have to change for a bit more complex pass. So from here, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna place my knee on my opponent's belly. So he still holds my leg inside, but I'm using my forearm to turn his head towards the other side. So he can't really face me, right? Whenever he can't face me, it's gonna be really hard for him to work with the guard and to recompose the guard whenever I pass with the leg, right? And also, I don't have to be afraid about the back take because of the same thing. Whenever I put his head away, he's not able to use this arm to get to my back. Even if he would like to, he can't, okay? The other hand is gonna be on the mat here, and my knee is gonna be placed on his hip here. So he can't really take out his leg towards my hip to recompose the guard again. It's especially the thing about the very flexible guys that are playing like modern types of guard. When you're here and he's flexible, he can try to take out the leg, and exactly, whenever the leg touches the hip here, it's over. The pass is over, he can recompose the guard. So to avoid that, I'm always placing my knee on his hip. So this one is going towards his hip. The other one is with the knee on belly. So I turn him the other direction. And right now, I'm gonna drop my knee towards the mat and I'm gonna slide to get the guard pass. Right away, after I'm sliding, I'm looking for the underhook here, okay? If I can't place the underhook, I'm gonna grab the hand as low as I can, okay? So I can't be like high here. above the elbow because then he can work to get to my back. Okay, I have to be low, so he has no power to lift me up to get to my back, right? So whenever we control below the elbow level, there's no power in the arm to lift me up. Whenever we control above the elbow, he can use the arm to take my back. Okay, so the perfect position is to get the underhook. If we can't, at least I'm gonna stay low, and then I can switch to the more classic side control and I can work to get underneath. Okay, now sometimes my opponent can lift his leg a little bit, trying to make like a shield when I'm getting to tripod position. So we're here, head control, arm control. I'm gonna go towards the choke, but no luck here. So I'm going up and I'm trying to squeeze my opponent a little bit, trying to turn his head towards the other side, and then he brings this one up. Okay, so whenever this one is up here, I'm not gonna be able to pass with a quick slide. Okay, I have to get rid of this one first. So from here, I'm doing the same thing with my other knee. I'm placing my knee on his hip, like my knee is turned towards his hip. And now to get rid of the leg, I'm gonna step over with my thigh, and now I'm gonna use my thigh to push the leg down. In the same time, I'm gonna drop the knee. Then I'm turning him again. I'm focusing here so he can't really turn towards me and use the arm for the back take, and then I'm working to get underneath and get the underhook. Okay, once again, let's change the angle. So we're here, let's change a little bit, like this. Okay, we're here, 1, 2. I place his back lat on the mat. Now we get to the choke, but he still holds our foot very tight, so I don't feel like I'm able to take it out. So I'm moving towards other concepts. So it's 1, 2. Trap his leg here, always turn his head towards the side. Okay, as much as I can. It's not about choking right now. I'm placing my forearm on the side of the neck, and I want my opponent to look the opposite way. He can't turn towards me. Whenever he can't look at me, he can't use his guard against me. Okay, so we're here, and now I'm stepping over his knee and I'm using my thigh to put his knee away. Now I clear the path for my other knee to go to the knee slide pass, and then I'm looking for the underhook, or at least I'm looking to control the arm the lowest I can. Okay, so I'm like putting pressure on the wrist, then going towards the classic